Hello!
Greetings.
So we've got a slightly different video planned for you. It's going to be a bit of a chatty one. Basically, if you can hear banging, by the way, we've got 3 different hamsters running around separately in their little hamster balls, and
The robos have gone insane.
they just keep running into things, including our feet, which they are using as ramps. So that's what's going on in the background. Basically, should we just get started?
Yes, I think so.
So, something happened this year without me realising it was a thing that I needed or
Was a thing.
was a thing at all. So, as you know, I went over to Hong Kong a few times this year, and when I was over there, my friend Wesley basically said, right, I'm writing this essay on like international kids, and, well, not international kids, but people who grew up internationally. And he goes, you have to read the book I'm using, you have to read the book. And I'm going, okay, Wesley, as you do. And then so in the summer, he lent me this book, and he goes, right, you have to read it. And it's Third Culture Kids, Growing Up Among Worlds by David C. Pollock and Ruth E. Van Recken. So he gave me this, and I'm picking it up thinking, it's a textbook, Wesley. It's even got like an index. Like, that's not the type of book I normally read. However, this book has kind of diagnosed something in us that I didn't know I needed. This came to us realising we are third culture kids, and it explains a lot about ourselves. So when I was there, like, he'd literally just given the book to me, I read the first little bit.
Because before this, we hadn't even heard the term third culture.
Never heard the term. And there's a sentence in the first page that basically I read and went, oh. So, definition of a third culture kid are children who spend a significant period of their developmental years in a culture outside of their parents' passport culture. So, that's us. We spent 8 years, all that, like teenage years, growing up in Hong Kong. So I was suddenly like, oh yeah, we are a third culture kids. Yeah. But the thing is, yeah, okay, that's fine. And then I wanted to say scroll. How bad is that?
That's really bad.
I scrolled down on the page. They said, so they are normal people with usual struggles and pleasures of life, but because they have grown up with different experiences from those who have lived primarily in one culture, TCKs, third culture kids, are sometimes seen as slightly strange by people around them. Now that, my friends, is the sentence that made me go, oh, no wonder. So I've been reading this, and like Wesley said to me, do not, oh, one of the culprits made it to us. They're manic. Wesley said to me, do not read it on the plane because you will cry. And I was like, firstly, Wesley, I cry all the time, so I really don't care if I cry on a plane in front of people. And secondly, I'm going to cry reading a textbook? No way. I cried a lot. I didn't cry a bit, I cried a lot because I related so much to what they were saying, and also it kind of made me realise why I felt the way I did when we moved first back to England. I think that was probably the hardest time.
Yeah. I mean, it was hard going to Hong Kong first, but
we were so young.
And we were so young, so like we were easily adaptable, whereas we were kind of who we were.
But yeah, when we both came back to England, I remember sitting in your room one day and going, I feel so confused. I'm not Chinese, so I don't quite fit in there, but I do not feel English whatsoever, and I don't understand some of the things going on over here. They don't understand my sense of humour sometimes, and it finally makes sense. Like, yeah.
I mean, because I came back to go to sixth form, and they originally put me in a group of girls who they thought I would get on with, and I just spent every break and every lunch with them going, what on earth are you talking about? This is, I don't understand, or this is so not what I care about. And it wasn't until I actually came across the 2 other international girls in my year group where I actually felt comfortable.
It's a strange thing because I feel that it talks about how you can have grown up in a different place to other people, but if you're a third culture kid, you kind of have a mutual understanding, because obviously it opens your eyes. You're open to a lot of different cultures and different approaches and like languages as well. But the one thing that, and I really related to this and it made me cry quite a bit, because I don't like, there's not a solution, but being a third culture kid, you're always missing something. And I think that's hard, because when I'm in Hong Kong, I'll miss England and people over here. When I'm in England, I miss Hong Kong and the people over there. And so you kind of have these like 2 worlds you can live in. And I think the dream for most third culture kids is that, like, being able to teleport or something, because you just want to live both lives and you never can. However, having said that, the world seems smaller.
Yeah, and I think it's smaller to us.
Yeah, because some of my best friends live on the other side of the world, and that has not ever got in the way of our friendship. Like, we are as close as we were when we were at school together, and that's a really nice thing. And I don't know, it really kind of made us go, oh, that's why people think we're weird, because we are not English anymore.
No.
Despite sounding it now,
yeah,
we're not.
Well, I quite often go through this conversation with people over here, especially when I'm like, students don't quite understand that I don't count myself as English, because they look at me and they're like, but you look English, you sound English. And I'm like, yeah, looks like a duck, walks like a duck, must be a duck. But
I'm a goose!
That's the thing, because it was a stupid child thing when we first moved back. I did everything I could to get rid of my international accent, because people made fun of me too much and I was too insecure to appreciate it. Now it's gone. I'm missing that thing that people automatically were like, oh, okay, you're not English.
I think that is the struggle now, because we both came back sounding American, to the point that I had to read something out in a university lecture and they called me the American, and I was like, hello, no. We've now been back coming up to 10 years.
Yeah.
And our accents have changed. And I think that in a way makes it harder, because I'll sometimes say to people, I don't identify as English completely. And they're like, yeah, exactly what you said. You sound English, you look English. What's different? And it's a mindset.
If we had that, then, like, if you suddenly go to someone like, hey, like, I can't even, like, but if you suddenly opened your mouth and then a different accent came out, people would be like, okay, sure. Whatever. Yeah,
and it kind of explains some of our differences, I guess, if you've got a slightly different accent. But nowadays,
it's funny, because when we go back to Hong Kong, we do slip back into it. But it just doesn't happen over here.
I do feel, having been back for 10 years, obviously we've both got friends, but I do feel it is sometimes, I am more often as an adult in situations where I feel like I'm in school, because I don't really know what's going on.
All the time.
I don't know what they're talking about really, and I don't quite fit in with what they're into.
I mean, yeah, as Naomi said, we've been here a while. We have friends over here and everything, and we love them to bits. But they're living the English lifestyle.
I think it is different, because I've been saying recently, obviously I'm 28. All my friends in England are married and have like children and stuff, whereas all my friends in Hong Kong are at a different same age as me, and we're all at different stages. We're kind of career and traveling and stuff, and so that's another aspect I haven't quite fallen into. I mean, obviously with things like that, you obviously have to have met the right man, so I guess we can't really say that's down to culture. Though
but it's not
it could well be as well.
And yeah, finding guys over here that we understand.
Yeah, and understand us. So what we were aiming to do with this video is kind of introduce a concept of being a third culture kid so that we can kind of discuss it further. I mean, obviously, as a person who's only just discovered this was a thing this year, I know my friends who are third culture kids, but I am so curious to hear from other people if you've had the same struggles as us. If you, I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. I say struggles, and to be honest, a lot of this book is about how hard it is. However, I would not change it for the world.
I mean, there are lots of things that are downsides, like the culture clash and everything like that. But yeah, it's who we are. And
I love that I identify as a mix. The thing is, I sometimes identify that I'm like from Hong Kong, so like I kind of joke that I'm Chinese and like English, or more Chinese than I am English. However, we were growing up with so many different cultures in Hong Kong that you can't really just put it down to like Hong Kong. We are a
it's
bunch,
international.
we are international beings, and it does change your mindset, completely changes your mindset. If you are a TCK and you have gone through a similar experience, please let us know. I'd love to talk to people. I'd love to see your opinion on things.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions about it.
If you're not a TCK and you're just interested in this or something, or you know people or something, like anything, please let us know if you've got any questions. We'll answer them.
I don't know if there's anything else that is a similar kind of identity crisis. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know if you've gone through these emotions.
I mean, it's one of those things, because it's very unique. It doesn't affect the majority of people in the world. It's
until you get to an international country.
Until you get to an international country like Hong Kong, then it's everyone. But we love talking about Hong Kong, and it's just nice for someone to show interest. My favourite question, because we've been doing Chinese New Year at school, kids always ask me if I'm Chinese, and I'm like, no.
Kids at my school think I am Chinese. I just let it happen. That's the end of that discussion. We have definitely got a what not to say to a TCK video coming up. We've already planned that. We could do a Q&A if people are interested. So as always, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more, because we do more than just the Disney. We do a lot of different videos. We've got lots of Sims videos. We've got all sorts, hauls, travel and lifestyle stuff. So please come join us for the adventure, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
我是汉堡包。
That was great.